What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Poketricity here, and today I'm bringing you guys an introduction video to my channel and an introduction to the main series that is going to be happening here on the channel as well. Now, I want to preface this as an introduction by saying that I am a big Pokemon fan. I played Pokemon ever since I was a little kid. I played Red, Blue, Yellow, and every single Pokemon game up until now, and I think that Pokemon is just one of those games that transcends age, and that's why it's such a perfect thing for me to play here on YouTube. And I decided to create this YouTube channel because I just love entertaining people, and that's what I've wanted to do ever since I was younger. I've always wanted to just be some form of entertainment for people, and I thought that this is a great medium for me to help entertain people and just to do what I wanted to do in a way that I wanted to do it. And I thought, what better way to entertain than by playing Pokemon, which is because it's just one of the things that I love, and it's one of the things that I have a passion for, and I'm really excited to kickstart this channel and just get the ball rolling here. And I want to introduce our first and main series that is going to be happening here. Now, while we may do some Let's Plays in the future, for right now I want this to be specifically a competitive / showdown type of YouTube channel. I want this to focus mainly around Pokemon Showdown and just becoming a better competitive battler. And the reason that I wanted to create this channel in that way is because I picked up Pokemon Showdown about 3 or 4 months ago. I had watched other YouTubers play it. I thought that I knew the ropes, and I thought I knew how to be successful while playing, and it's just not as easy as people make it out to be. Now, you watch Joey Pokey-Aim or you watch Shady Penguin play on Pokemon Showdown, and you might think that it's really simple, but when it comes down to it, there's a lot more that goes into playing Pokemon Showdown than picking the right Pokemon and putting the right sets on. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more strategy involved, and that's what I want to kind of bring to light here on my channel. Now, the reason that I wanted this to be the main series is because I want to learn how to become a better Pokemon battler as well. When I picked up Pokemon Showdown a couple of months ago, I really wasn't great at it, and it kind of discouraged me, and I kind of got down on myself, and I just kind of stopped playing it. And then I thought, there's got to be an easier way, or there's got to be a way to just get better on Showdown. And you know, watching people's videos is fine, but they might not take as much time to kind of explain the plays or explain what they're doing, and that's what I want to do here on the channel. I want to help everybody who is kind of a lower tier Pokemon player get better and get up to a level to where they're comfortable playing competitive Pokemon. Now, I'm not saying that when we're finished with this series that you're going to be #1 on the ladder, because that's probably not going to happen. It could, but the odds are that it just isn't. And I'm definitely not going to be #1 on the ladder. I can promise you that. However, we are all going to try our hardest. I'm going to do everything that I can to become the best competitive battler that I can be. And I hope that all of you guys will take this journey with me, and you will stick with me through it all. Now, this series is going to be comprised of 4 different tiers, the main 4 Smogon tiers, which is OU, UU, RU, and NU. On Mondays, there will be 2 OU videos, 2 sessions of OU battling going out on Mondays. On Tuesdays, we will have 2 sessions of UU. On Wednesdays, it'll be RU, and on Thursdays, it'll be 2 sessions of NU. And on Friday, we will have Little Cup, Ubers, Battle Factory, whatever you guys really want to see on Friday. Friday's going to be more of a laid-back and chill kind of day. All these videos are going to be very laid-back, but on Friday, I really just kind of want to relax, maybe step away from being as competitive, and just kind of try to have fun with it. Then on Saturdays, we're going to crank the competitiveness back up a little bit, and we're going to compete in some tournaments here on Pokemon Showdown. Now, if you guys don't know about the official chat rooms, Pokemon Showdown has a tournaments chat room where you can compete in tournaments here on Showdown. Now, these aren't necessarily the most competitive tournaments that you could enter, but they are really nice in seeing where you stack up in comparison to other people on Pokemon Showdown. It is a great way to figure out where you are and what you can improve on, and also to see what kind of weaknesses you might have on your teams as well. Speaking of teams, on Sundays we will have team building episodes for different tiers. And today, being Sunday, this is going to be our team builder episode for OU. Now, next week we will have a team building episode for a different tier, a tier of your choosing, or just, you know, maybe a different tier that I choose. NU, RU, UU, whichever one. I decided to start with OU today simply because tomorrow there will be 2 OU sessions going out, and I just wanted to start fresh with a team builder and then some OU tomorrow. I will already have some teams from UU RU, and NU, and all these teams will be personally built. I'm not going to use any sample teams or anybody else's teams just yet. I want to sample my team building, see how good the team building is, and we'll go from there. Now, on the team building episodes, much like this one, I want you guys to leave in the comments where I have gone wrong, where I could be better, and how I can improve these sets or how I can improve these Pokemon to make myself a more viable player, because that is how we're going to help each other out here. I'm going to help all of you guys out, hopefully, by explaining the plays that I'm making and showing you guys what I do wrong and what I do right. And in the comment section, I would love for some interaction, maybe some, constructive criticism telling me, maybe I could do this differently, maybe I could do this better, maybe I should build this Pokemon a different way. And if we can do that in a constructive way, then I think that this channel will grow and will be one of the better competitive battling channels on YouTube. Now, without further ado, I would like to jump in to the team builder. So we are going to go ahead right here and build our OU team. Now, we're going to go with a new team, obviously. We're going to go with OU as the format, and we're going to add Pokemon. So, when I decided that I wanted to build an OU team first, I had to decide which Pokemon I wanted to center the team around. Now, I know that a lot of people really think that the Megas are the most important thing that puts a team together, and I wanted to use this Mega because I feel like it maybe gets overlooked a little bit. It was introduced in ORAS, and I feel like it really hasn't found its niche yet in the OU tier, so I want to choose Mega Altaria as our Mega Pokemon here on this OU team. So, Mega Altaria, which will be holding the Altarianite to let it Mega Evolve. His ability will be Pixelate, and if you guys don't know what Pixelate does, Pixelate changes any normal type move to a Fairy type move. So that's really good because Altaria, when it Mega Evolves, is Fairy Dragon, and that's a really, really good typing. We're not going to make it shiny. Gender's fine. Random Gender's fine. So, his moveset, I know, is Dragon Dance. That way you can set up, if you guys don't know what Dragon Dance does, like it said right there, it raises the user's attack and speed by 1 stage. Now, that's great because it helps you outspeed some mons that you're usually slower than, and also, not many Pokemon are living a +1 hit from Altaria. It's just a really strong, physical attacking Mega Pokemon. Now, the next move we're going to give it is Return, and the reason we give it Return is because it is the strongest stab fairy move that it can get. And because of the Pixelate, it changes the normal to Fairy. So that means that the Fairy typing will be added to Return. That makes it, it gives it the extra stab boost, which is the same type attack bonus. And that is what makes Return the better option on Altaria rather than Dazzling Gleam or Moonblast or anything like that. So the next move I want to give it is Earthquake. And the reason I want to give it Earthquake is because if we set up a Dragon Dance, I don't want to get stuck by a Steel type, like a Heatran or a Bisharp. I want to be able to hit back hard with an Earthquake, and, it would definitely kill a Heatran. I'm not sure how much it does to Bisharp. It probably kills after a Dragon Dance. So that is really good coverage. And the last move that I'm going to give it is Roost for recovery, because there's no other way for Mega Altaria to recover than just using Roost, and that's the best thing. I know it gets Recover, but I think Roost and Recover are basically the same thing. For these spreads, I don't know the exact spread that a lot of people run on these Pokemon, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a suggested spread for now, and I want you guys in the comments to really let me know whether I'm using the right spread or whether I need to change something up. If I need to take a couple of points off and then add a couple of points to a different section here. But for right now, we're going to go with Fast Physical Sweeper for Altaria. And it's going to be Adamant Nature because I don't know whether people run Jolly or Adamant. If you know, let me know in the comment section down below, please. Now, the next Pokemon that I wanted to add was, I wanted a Steel type for Fairies. And I wanted that mainly because Fairy types run rampant in OU, whether it is a Mega Altaria or a Clefable. Clefable is a really, really highly used mon in OU because it's such a stall-heavy Pokemon, and people can just stall you out with Clefable. So I want something to be able to take Clefable down, and I think I'm going to go with Bisharp here. And Bisharp is good for a lot of different reasons. Bisharp hits a Mega Gardevoir really hard with either stab-type move. Bisharp also hits an Alakazam, a Gengar. Bisharp has really good coverage in the OU tier with its Steel and Dark types because there's a lot of Psychic types, a couple of Ghost types you'll see, and Bisharp is just a really solid Pokemon all the way around in OU. So, I know people on Bisharp usually run Life Orb, so that's what I'm going to give him. I'm just going to go ahead and give him Life Orb. I've seen some other items on him, but none that I'm really interested in. And I know Bisharp Shiny is blue, and I really like Bisharp Shiny, so we're going to go ahead and make him blue. If it'll show up right there, you'll see it. And the first move that we're going to give Bisharp, it's not showing up. Okay, there it goes. The first move that we're going to give Bisharp is Swords Dance, because if you can set up with a Bisharp, then that is your best chance to sweep anybody. Now, what Swords Dance does, for those of you that don't know, is it raises your attack by 2 stages. So basically, take your attack stat and then multiply it by 2. That is what Swords Dance does. Now, the next move that we're going to give it is Sucker Punch. Let me type that in. There we go. Now, what Sucker Punch does is Sucker Punch allows you, if the Pokemon on the other side of the field is attacking you, then Sucker Punch lets you go first, usually. As long as it's not something like Extreme Speed or a priority move, Sucker Punch will go first, and Sucker Punch will hit really hard, especially after Swords Dance. With the 80 base power, it's already a really solid move. Next up, we're going to give it Knockoff, and the reason that people have Knockoff is the knocking off the item is nice, but it does raise the damage by 1 stage if the user is holding an item. So that is always nice. Knockoff is a really good move. Ever since it got buffed in 6th gen, Knockoff is a really, really good move. Next up, the last move that we're going to give him a Steel-type move in Iron Head, and that is essentially just to deal with fairies. It also has that chance to flinch, which is really nice. The 30% chance to flinch is really, really helpful. So we're going to go ahead and give it Iron Head. And that is going to be its set, guys. And I forgot to go over its ability. Its ability is Defiant. And the reason I'm choosing Defiant over Inner Focus or Pressure is because Defiant, if let's say that somebody switches in a Pokemon and tries to lower your stats, if they don't know what your ability is, which they should know, but if they don't know, then that means that your attack is going to be raised by 2 stages. So it's almost like a free Swords Dance if somebody lowers your attack. So that's really, really good. Or somebody lowers any of your stats, not just your attack. So it's almost like a free Swords Dance, which is really, really nice. Next up, we are going to go with we have Mega Altaria. We are going to go with Slowbro. Now, the reason that I wanted to go with Slowbro on this team is because Slowbro is an extremely good defensive wall, and it also has really solid special attack. It's not great when it's not invested, but it is something. It's not, just crap. It's not really bad special attack. It's really solid. You can hit something hard after taking a hit, and that's why Slowbro is a really, really solid mon, especially to put on this team here. So we're going to go ahead and give Slowbro leftovers because I think that's the only thing people run on Slowbro. And for his ability, Oblivious is Infatuated or Taunted. That's not really useful. Own Tempo, you can't get confused. Again, not really as useful as Regenerator. Regenerator is the ability we're going to choose. It's the hidden ability on Slowbro. And basically what it does is, let's say you switch Slowbro out at 70%. If you switch him back in, then you're pretty much close to 100%. Right around there anyway. I think you'd be, I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to do the math. But Regenerator is a really, really nice ability on Slowbro. It's a really nice ability on any Pokemon. Tangrowth gets it. Tornadus gets it. I believe Tornadus gets it, yeah. So, we're going to give it the Regenerator ability. Now, the first move that we're going to give Slowbro is Scald. Now, we are going to give Slowbro Scald simply because it's its best stab water move. Not on base power, because Surf does do 10% more, or does 10 points more, whatever you want to call it. But Scald, the reason people choose Scald over Surf, for those of you that don't know, is that it has a 30% chance to burn the target, which is always nice if you're hitting a physical attacker, or any mon, really. Just to get that chip damage off is always nice. And here on Showdown, it always seems, ever since I've started watching people play Showdown, it seems like that happens a little bit more. Like, Scald is a little bit more than a 30% chance. I'm not sure. We're going to see. I might have just jinxed myself with Scald, but we'll see how that goes. The next move we're going to give it is Psy Shock. Now, the reason we're going to give it Psy Shock instead of Psy Kick, there's a similar reason to Scald, because it does have less base power, but there is a really good reason. Because mons like Suicune or Clefable or any mon like that wants to set up some Calm Minds and start, or Cobalion. Cobalion's a really good example as well, who likes to set up Calm Minds if it's a special Cobalion. Then you can hit it with a Psy Shock, and it's going to do a ton of damage because it attacks based on the defense, not special defense. So if it's not raising its defense, it's raising its special defense, it gets hit on the defensive side, it's going to do a ton of damage, or as much damage as it possibly could. rather than having to hit it with a Psychic and do some reduced damage due to some raised special defense on a Pokemon, or just a Pokemon with bad defense and good special defense as well. Either one. So Psyshock and Scald are the two moves we're going to give it now. Now, I'm not sure what other move I want to give Slowbro here. I know he needs some recovery, so I'm going to do that. So I think Slack Off. Slack Off is our best recovery move. I was thinking about Rest, but then I remembered that Slowbro does get Slack Off, which is basically like Recover, like Roost. Essentially just gives you 50% of your HP. I think Moonlight does that as well. I'm not 100% positive. The last move that I want to give him, I do want to give him a status ailing move. I want to give him Thunder Wave or Toxic. I'm thinking Thunder Wave over Toxic. Not my whole team, I don't think is going to be slow. We're going to wait. We're going to wait to see how the team builds, and if the team is going to be a kind of a slower team, then we'll give them Thunder Wave. If it's going to be, you know, a balanced speed team, then we'll go ahead and give them Toxic. But for right now, we're going to leave that last spot blank. I hope I don't forget to switch it. Please don't forget. All right. The next Pokemon that we are going to choose here, I think I want to go with the most overused Mon in OU, as far as I know, which is Landorus T. And Landorus T is one of those Pokemon that is so overused, and for a really good reason, because look at that attack. I didn't do Slowbro's EVs. Hold on. Oh, I have to choose 4 moves. Never mind, we'll come back. Landorus T. Let's get to Landorus T. Landorus T has really, really, really good attack. It is an extremely strong Pokemon, and it's really scary for a lot of people's teams. Even though it's really overused in OU, if you can get rid of someone else's Landorus, then you've got a good chance to do a lot of damage with your own Landorus. Landorus also has a really good ability, but we'll get to that in a moment. Landorus T, the item that I'm going to give him is the Choice Scarf. I want him to be a fast Landorus, so that is what we're going to go ahead and give him, a Choice Scarf. And the reason that I'm going to give him Choice Scarf is because Choice Scarf actually raises your speed by 1.5, which is basically just 1 stage, but it does raise your speed on the Pokemon that's holding the Choice Scarf, which means I'll be able to outspeed some Mons that are usually faster than me as long as they are not holding a Choice Scarf. And it's really good on Pokemon like Landorus, like an Excadrill. Usually I see Excadrills can run Choice Scarf as well. There's a lot of Mons that run it, but Landorus is one of the main ones, and we are going to give it Intimidate because it's the only ability that we can give it. Intimidate, basically what it does is it drops your opponent's attack by 1 stage, so it's great to switch in on a physical attacker and, you know, maybe tank a hit, lower its attack, and then switch back out into one of your more bulky Mons. That is the way to go. So, as far as the moveset is concerned, we are going to go ahead and give Landorus a pretty basic moveset, I think, which is going to be, we're going to give him all attacks, obviously, because we can't help it, because he's got a Choice Scarf. So if we were to set up rocks, then we'd have to get back out because we're Choice Scarf. So we are going to give it Earthquake. We are going to give it Knockoff. We are going to give it U-Turn. And the last move that Landorus is going to have, let's see, what do we want to give Landorus? What's the last move we want to give him? I know it. It's so obvious. As soon as I find it, I'm going to get really upset with myself. What do people give it? Stone Edge. Stone Edge, that's it. I'm not upset with myself, actually. But we're going to give its last move Stone Edge. The reason that he runs these moves, Earthquake is Stab. Knockoff, like I said, is really powerful after the 6th gen buff. U-Turn is actually a move that, with the Choice Scarf, it's basically free damage. I can go ahead and get Landorus in, and then U-Turn right out. It's really good against Pokemon like Latios or Tyranitar, who are weak to Bug. So being weak to the Bug type is nice because I can hit really hard and then get out of there and go into one of my more defensive Mons. And Stone Edge is essentially just for, you know, flying types. Any flying types like a Talonflame, like a Charizard, anything like that, a flying type with a fire. It's just a really solid move. The accuracy is a problem with Stone Edge for a lot of people. Hopefully it won't be a problem for us. I hope that luck is on our side when we start doing these showdown videos. Now, the next Pokemon that I want to use, we seem to have quite a bit of physical attackers. If you haven't noticed, we have 3 physical attackers, and I wouldn't necessarily call Slowbro a special attacker. I would call him more of a defensive wall. Now, he is a special attacker, and he's going to do some damage, but not enough. So I want a special attacker, and I think the special attacker that I want to go with is Heatran. And the reason I want to go with Heatran is because Heatran can get Stealth Rocks, and Stealth Rocks are really important if you're going up against a guy with a Talonflame or a Moltres or a Charizard or any flying fire type. I don't have to give you every example, but any fire flying type is going to get hurt by rocks, and any flying type in general is going to take a nice 25% from rocks, and it's just nice chip damage as well. That's what Stealth Rocks is pretty much for. Now we are going to give Heatran the Air Balloon, and the reason we're going to do that is because Earthquake kills Heatran pretty much on any mon, it doesn't matter what it is, because Heatran is 4 times weak to Earthquake. So if you give it the Air Balloon, it is going to be immune to Earthquake or any other ground type attack as well. And it does pop when the holder is hit with a move. So if I get hit, let's say something hits me with a knockoff. Well, that's not a good example. Let's say something hits me with a U-turn and he gets out. Then the Air Balloon pops, and then if he goes and U-turns into like an Excadrill, then I get Earthquaked, then I'm dead. So we don't want that. I should say fainted. That's kind of morbid. I should say fainted. We get fainted. That doesn't sound right. We're going to give Heatran the Air Balloon. That is the best item on him, I think, right now for me, for this team, because we do kind of have a ground weakness with Heatran and Bisharp, but with the Air Balloon, Heatran's ground weakness is kind of negated for at least one turn, I guess. His ability, Flash Fire, is the right ability. This Pokemon's fire attacks will do 1.5 more damage, which is basically just one stage up, if I'm hit by a fire-type move. And it basically grants me fire immunity, even though nobody's really going to go for a fire-type move on me, even though it would be neutral. Now with that ability, nobody is going to go for, let's say, a Fire Blast on my Heatran. And if I can switch it in and, make a good prediction and switch into Heatran, then that's going to be some really nice boosts for my Fire-type moves. Now, he is going to be a special attacking Heatran. I think that's the only Heatran people actually run, is special attacking, actually. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to give him Lava Plume. Now, the reason I'm going to give him Lava Plume over, let's say, some other moves that he could get, like Magma Storm, that locks an opponent in, or keeps an opponent from switching out. Lava Plume has a 30% chance to burn. That's a really, really nice chance to burn. Again, it's not as powerful as some of the other moves, but I want, to have that chance to burn, that extra chance. I really like that. Now, the next move that we're going to give him is, we're going to give him Flash Cannon. Now, not Flash. Don't do this to me. Come on. We're going to go ahead and give him Flash Cannon. The reason we're going to do that is because it's his best stab, steel type move. It is special. It is 80 base power, and Flash Cannon is just a really good move on a Heatran because of the stab and because it is a special attacking move. Now, the next moves we're going to give him, I definitely want to give him Stealth Rocks, like I said. So we just have to figure out one more move to give Heatran, and I'm thinking Ancient Power might be the way. Ancient Power might be the wave. Let's see. We could give it. Yeah, I think Ancient Power is probably the best move to give him. I don't really know what people run on him. I could run an HP move on him, a hidden power move, but I don't know what the point of that would be. Yeah, I think Ancient Power is the move. I can give him Toxic. I can give him Willow. No, I'm gonna give him Ancient Power. We're gonna see. We'll change it if it needs to. Bulky Special Sweeper is exactly what we want him to be. He's not going to outspeed much in the OU metagame. With his speed, it's 190. It's not great. But with his special attack being 394, that's really good. His HP being 385, that's pretty solid as well. I forgot to give Landorus his EV spread, which would have been really bad. Physical Scarf is exactly what we want. Like I said, I'm not sure if people run Jolly or Adamant, but I will figure it out. And if you guys know which one's better, then just let me know in the comments. I'll be checking them. So, next up, we need a special wall. And thinking about it, I've been thinking about it all video, what special wall I want to use. I can always go with Celebi or Mew, because they are base 100 stats across the board. The only thing about that is I want something a little bit stronger. I want something a little bit better than base 100. Now, I could go with Ferrothorn, because he has good defense and special defense. So I'm not sold on Ferrothorn. I don't think Ferrothorn's the wave at all. I don't think that's the right play. Let's see. If I go down, Gothitelle. No, I think I'm going to use Latias, actually. I think Latias is going to be a really good special wall for us. I think that works. I think Latias works. So I see people give him Life Orb. I've seen people give it a Scarf. I believe I've seen people give it a scarf. I don't know, but I'm going to give it leftovers because we're running a bulky variant, so hopefully that's the right item. Let me know, like I said in the comments, if I'm messing up or if I'm giving it the wrong thing. Let me know. It's learning for both of us. It's learning for everybody. You know, we're all learning how to do this to the best of our abilities. Leftovers, I think, is the best item for it, being bulky. Now it's moves. I know we want to give it Draco. Draco Meteor. It's really nice. It's just the strongest stab, you know, dragon type move, special dragon move in the game, I believe, barring some of the spatial rend and stuff like that. We're going to give it Draco Meteor. Now, I've seen Latios run Earthquake before, but I think we've got enough Pokemon with Earthquake. We don't need that. So I'm going to give it Draco and I'm going to give it Psychic since we've got Psyshock on Slowbro. That might be a mistake, but if I need to change it mid-episode, I can do that. That's actually fine. I'm going to give it Draco, Psychic, Roost, or Recover. I don't think that matters. I'm going to give it Recover. I don't actually think it matters one way or the other, but I'm going to give it Recover anyway. And our last move, what do we give it? I think I'm going to give it Healing Wish. Now, if you guys don't know what Healing Wish does, Healing Wish is really interesting because let's say that my Latios gets down to 10% and I can outspeed something, then I can use Healing Wish, then I can Faint and go into my next Pokemon. And let's say that I have a Bisharp at 10%. I can Healing Wish Bisharp all the way back up to full HP, which is really nice, or any Pokemon. Bisharp's just an example, obviously. But Healing Wish is actually a really, really nice move, and I'm going to give it to Latios. Why not? Latios is fast enough to make use of it. Now, this is the only one I'm going to have to do by myself here. I'm just going to go ahead and give it all HP and all special defense, and I'm going to give it 4 in attack because I think that's what I need to do. So we're going to give it 4 in attack. I'm not too worried about Latios' speed because it's going to eat a hit. So I'm going to give it a special defense raising nature here, if I can click on it. There we go. Special defense raising nature and a minus attack nature, which is going to be calm. I don't know my natures right offhand, but calm nature Latios, that's going to work. So just to recap the team before we end this video off, before we end the team builder, and before we get to jump into some battles here on the OU side, we are going to go through this team one more time. We have an Altaria holding the Altarianite, so it's going to be a Mega Altaria with the Pixelate ability when it Mega Evolves. It's going to have Dragon Dance Return, Earthquake, and Roost. You see the EV spread down there. I'm not going to go through that. Let's see. We have Bisharp next. Shiny Bisharp. That's nice. Holding the Life Orb with the Defiant ability. Swords Dance, Sucker Punch, Knockoff, and Iron Head is its moveset. I didn't set the EVs for him either. Wow. I'm a really bad trainer. Alright, so Jolly, like I said, I don't know which one, Jolly or Adamant. Either way, I'll figure it out fast enough, and we'll see. Slowbro, I think Adamant. I think Adamant's the way to go, actually. I'm not even gonna, no. We're gonna go Adamant, because what am I outspeeding? Nothing. I'm not outspeeding anything. Well, that might be wrong, too. We're gonna go ahead and go to Slowbro. Slowbro is holding the Leftovers with the Regenerator ability, Scald, Psyshock, Slack Off, and I'm gonna give it Thunder Wave, because the team is not incredibly fast. So Thunder Wave it is. I've decided on the moves, and I'm going to go ahead and give it the EV spread here. That looks right to me. Next up, we have Landorus T. Landorus T is holding a Choice Scarf. He has Earthquake, Knockoff, U-Turn, and Stone Edge. There's the EV spread down there. We're running Jolly, not Adamant. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. Next, we have Heatran holding the Air Balloon with Lava Plume, Flash Cannon, Stealth Rocks, and Ancient Power. There's his EV spread. Again, like I said, we're running Modest. Hopefully that's alright. And the last Pokemon that we have added to the team is Latios with Leftovers, with the ability Levitate, because that's the only ability it gets, with Draco Meteor, Psychic, Recover, and Healing Wish. And the reason I'm running Psychic on it, like I said, is because I have Psyshock on Slowbro. Hopefully that is going to be alright. Now, if you guys are excited, if you are hyped up for the first session of OU to come out tomorrow, make sure that you leave this video a like, make sure that you subscribe. I hope that you stick along for the ride, because it's going to be, hopefully it's going to be a really crazy and really fun journey for us to get up toward the top of the ladder and really try to progress here on Pokemon Showdown. If you are excited, though, make sure you leave a like, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me, and tweet this out to your friends. Let them know. If you've got friends that are interested in Pokemon Showdown, let them know that this is the place that they can go where they won't feel judged, they won't feel like they are bad, they will just feel like they are learning along with me. So without further ado, with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here so I can record some battles, and I'll see you guys in the next video.